Hello, I'm Pastor Dan Herendine. I want to welcome you to Dry Bones. This is episode 6. Now, you may remember, if you were with us last time in episode 5, that we were out at a very unusual place. You might not have expected it. It was out at the cemetery. Why the cemetery? Because the whole theme of episode 5 was about the need to get away someplace quiet. And we normally think cemetery is to be a quiet place. But if you watch that, you also know that that's not always the case. In fact, it's really hard in this life to find a place of quiet, because we need quiet to be able to get away from all the distractions of this life and just focus in on God and hearing from Him and communicating with Him. Well, today in episode 6, I want to continue along with that, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about learning to recognize God's voice when He's speaking to you. To do that, we're going to go to John chapter 10 in the Gospels. And in chapter 10, Jesus is telling a parable, a teaching story. And it's the parable of the Good Shepherd. And in the story, the character for Jesus is obviously the Good Shepherd, and we are the sheep. And one of the things that he brings up in this story, this teaching, is the fact that the sheep will only follow their shepherd, the Good Shepherd, his sheep, because they recognize his voice. They don't recognize the voice of strangers, and they will not follow another's voice, but only his, because they recognize the voice of the Good Shepherd. Therein is our clue. Now, when I talk about this with people, I like to use my marriage as an illustration for that. My lovely wife and I have been married for 36 years. If you were to put us into the middle of a room with lots of other people, and everybody's talking and that sort of thing, after 36 years, I can pick out my wife's voice above all the other voices. I know her voice. I've been with her for 36 years. It's very distinctive to me. I can pick it out of the crowd because of the fact that we've been together for so long. Now, not only do I recognize her voice, but I can also recognize what's going on with her, her moods. If she's having a good day or bad day, I can tell if she's happy by her facial expressions. I don't have to ask her. I can just see it. I know. I can tell if she's mad. I can tell if she's disappointed or if she's sad, just by her facial expressions and her body language. In fact, for so long, and you understand this if you are married or if you've been in a relationship for a long time, I can also recognize her handwriting. I can tell if she wrote something or she did not write it. I recognize her style of writing. I recognize her phraseology, the words she uses. I can tell whether she wrote something or she did not write something. See, all of these things, this recognition comes from the fact that we have spent so much time together. We've interacted for 36 plus years. And so I just know. I know her voice. I recognize all those things that we just talked about because of the fact that we have spent so much time together. And it works that way in relationships, whether it be a marriage relationships or a friendship. Maybe you've been a friend with someone for years and years and years. It's the same way. You recognize their voice. They can call you on the phone, say hello without telling you who they are, and you know who they are. See, all of that happens because of time. So not only do we need to spend the quiet time, but we need to spend just the time itself, the quantity time as well. As we grow and as we learn, as the Spirit of the Lord who lives within us directs us and guides us and opens our minds and hearts to Him, we begin to recognize the voice of the Good Shepherd. And the Spirit within us will lead us to reject any voice that is not His. So today I want to encourage you, if you found that place of quiet, continue to go there. If you have not done it yet, please do so. But set aside the time. It is a decision because we are all so busy. We have to make the decision and we have to make the commitment. As in all relationships, we can't have relationships with other people without spending time. And there's no relationship if we don't spend time with the Lord as well. So it is a decision that is made, consciously made, to spend time with God. So I'll encourage you in those things today, and just encourage you to persevere, keep going, spend the time and listen. So Thank you for spending a few more minutes with us here today. May God bless you on your journey. I hope you're learning, and I hope you're recognizing the voice of God. So until next time, God bless. We'll see you here on Dry Bones.